Won't it do it? Won't it do it? Won't it, will it, won't it, won't it do it? Won't it do it? Won't it do it?
What's up, everybody? This is Bree from Young, Saved, and Free, and I'm back with this week's Tuesday Talk. Oh, Jesus. I said I wasn't going to talk about this either. I know y'all like, she just said that on that last video about Kurt Franklin, but we're going to talk about it. But before we get into it, hey, y'all. To everybody that's new, for y'all that's been here, hey, how y'all doing? Make sure you all are subscribed to my channel. And also make sure you're subscribed to my mailing list, because I have some things coming up and you don't want to miss it. So I guess we can go ahead and get into it. So, I hate when there's like gospel scandals, because now I feel like I have to talk about it, and I'm just like, oh man. And sometimes they upset me a lot. They do. And this is one of them situations where I know too much about, how this kind of situation works. So I have no choice but to say something. So if y'all haven't seen this whole Juanita Bynum thing, where she refused to speak at this church because the pastor went into her hotel room. So this is the thing, right? I work at hotels, and I have to deal with this quite often as far as churches wanting to make reservations for their guest speakers, right? So I know a little bit more than the average person would about this. So what should have happened on the hotel's end is they should have made the reservation in this person's, the guest speaker's name. That way nobody else can go into their room, invade their privacy, all that. And if you don't know what happened, pretty much what happened, from what Juanita Bynum is saying, is that, she got to the hotel, her team was already there putting her stuff up the way that she likes it, and one of her team members came down and said, the pastor so-and-so has been in your room. And she, they were telling her about that, and the person at the front desk was really nasty with the team member about it. It was like, he paid for it, so he can go in there if he wants to, this, that. And so, from the hotel standpoint, this is where I'm going to come from with this. They should have never made that reservation with that pastor's name on it. They should have made it in Juanita Bynum's name or in her team member's name, whatever. So that probably in the team member's name, so the team member could go down, go to and from her room to get her, to get her room prepared for her. They should have, what the church should have did ahead of time with the hotel, they should have went in, made the reservation, paid for it when they made it. There's a way when you make reservations, absolutely, you can go into the system, take a deposit on a card, or leave a card on file, and go ahead and authorize the card for that reservation. So that way the person who's coming in, the guest, does not have to put a card on file or anything. That's what they should have done from jump, okay? Or, put in a credit card authorization, leave the card, make the reservation with the card they want to pay for it, and then leave a note on the reservation, hey, take the deposit for room and tax on this day, or this card will be used for all charges made to the room, whatever. They could have did that, but they didn't. And that's the problem that I have, because it's like, on the professional side, you should never came on the lady like that. If she asks you a question, she don't know how that works. She doesn't. She's on Juanita Bynum's team. Why would she know how that works? All she knows is that they're supposed to be staying at this hotel, and the room is supposed to be in whoever's name, right? So why would you do that way? Or, the thing is, he went into her room to go leave her something or whatever. He should have done that before she got in town. He should have checked in ahead of time. If that's how if he wanted to leave it in his name so he could pay for it, he should have checked in ahead of time and wanted to put the things in her room then. But it shouldn't have been after she got there. That should not have happened at all. And as a man, you don't go into a woman's room like that. Like, you just do not do that. He should have sent his wife, and he should have sent another female into the room. But as a man, even like now, my father, he doesn't go into my room. He does not, like, he'll not into my where my clothes and stuff are. He doesn't do that. Or where I'm showering, he does not do that at all. If I'm here, if I'm home, he's not coming into my room at all. It'd be different if I was, I went off to work and I had all my stuff laid out or whatever. That's completely different. But this situation, she already had all her stuff laid out for her to get ready to preach that night and all that. And he should never went in there like that. Not without her permission. Not if she's already there. Like, that should not have happened like that. And so I don't really care what he had to say about it afterwards, because common sense will tell you, as a man, like, that just shouldn't happen. And the other reason why I didn't want to talk about this is because I've been somebody's armor bearer where I've had to, go prepare their room for them beforehand. My aunt is a pastor. She's actually an apostle. And a lot of times when we travel, her daughter also is a preacher. She's a pastor. And so there was times, we had to go do things, where we had to go make sure she had certain drinks. We had to make sure she had whatever in her room. And there's times where, I would have to be on guard, like, no, you're not going to her room right now. She's doing this right now. No, you're not going to go talk to her right now. No, you're not. Like, there's times where I'm on the armor bearer side where I'm like, nope. She's preparing for tonight. What can I help you with? You ain't going in there. Like, what's up? Where you trying to go? Like, what's up? Because there's also been situations where I've known pastors who tried to go into their guest preacher's room, especially if they're female, and try to, or even the other way around, the opposite sex or whatever, and they try to initiate some things with that person, and that's not okay. It's just not. It's not. And the thing about it is, I feel like, he was trying to make it seem like he was all innocent and wasn't trying to do no harm. And that may have been the case. But it's just the way that the situation looks from her end. You know what I'm saying? Like, her underwear, her, her undergarments, her clothes, all those things are out. There's some weird people out there that like to sniff people's undergarments. Like, that's why, from the hotel side, that's why if your name is not on the reservation, or if they didn't say, hey, this person can have a key to my room, we don't allow that to happen, because people are crazy. Okay? Like, people do some weird stuff. Like, for example, and I know I was in the middle of saying something else, but for example, there was a situation at my job. This man was at a hotel, right? He was not answering his wife's phone calls, nothing. She came up to the hotel acting a fool with our night auditor. Like, she literally came up, my husband is here, and I know he's here, and I need to get in his room because I know what he's doing, and this is that. I don't care about that. I don't care what you know. I can't verify anybody that's in there. If you don't have a room number, I'm not helping you. That's what should have happened. Unfortunately, our night auditor did not do that. Do not follow protocol. And so the wife got a key, went up to the room, found her husband cheating, and it was a whole mess. We had to call the police, all kind of stuff. Like, but this is why, because you don't know what people are going to do. You don't know why that person has a hotel room. And for somebody who is a survivor of domestic violence, if I was running from my husband, like, it wasn't my husband that I was with, it was a boyfriend, but if I was running, let's say me and him were married, and I was running from him, and he goes to the hotel I'm staying at and says, my wife is staying here. This is our address. This is her phone number. Blah, blah, blah. This is her name. There should have been no kind of they should never allow him to enter the room, because he's crazy. Like, that man was crazy. And I just, from a safety standpoint, I just don't think that the hotel handled that properly at all. Like, from a privacy standpoint, not even just safety, but just human privacy. Like, why did you allow this to happen? Because you don't know what's going on. And the thing about it, I'm wondering who allowed him to go why someone from her team was not there when he went into the room. That is the bigger question, because the first stuff was already out. Somebody should have been there with her stuff. Point blank period. Like, why is her stuff laying out and he's able to come into the room? Who allowed him to come into the room? Why wasn't there somebody up there? Like, I don't know. I have a lot of different thoughts about it, and I feel like I know too much because I know how the church circuit works, and I know how the information gets around, and I know everybody knows this person likes to try this person this way, or they like to try people and they like to do this and they like to do that. Don't accept this from them. Like I know I have too much insight on this because I've been very much in ministry, like with people, and so I've seen a lot of things, but I just don't think that this was handled properly, and I don't think that he should be upset with her for not preaching. Like, because more than likely what happens is he probably paid her half the money up front, and then they're going to pay her after the service, after the offering's taken up. That's sometimes why, you know, they look for a certain amount in the offering, because they want to pay the speaker a certain amount. And I don't know if I should be telling you all this, but that's part of the reason why things go the way they do. You want to bless the person and bless the house. Point blank, period. Like, it don't matter if it's the home pastor, whoever. You want to bless the person that bless the house. That's it. Like, I'm not going to tell you what else I know about how, you know, these services work, but just a lot of different things that happen, and I think people need to take that into consideration. Like, he's upset she didn't come, but you violated her space. Why would she want to go into, you know, into that situation? Because that's what's on her mind at this moment. This man has been in my space. He has messed up the aura in my room. You know how you can go into some churches and you can feel the presence of God? What if what he did completely interrupted that? Like, there's some places where you feel safety, where you feel the presence of God, where you feel at ease about a lot of different things. But because he broke, like, that's like somebody can enter your space and you can know something is just off. Like, for example, with the Charleston church shooting, they were all having a meeting or in prayer or whatever, and you know, you should be able to feel the Spirit of God there at some point, right? So if something enters that is interrupting that spirit, something should have went off for somebody. Hey, wait a minute, hold on, we need to address whatever this is that I'm feeling. But you have no idea the kind of preparation. For some people, I think, especially as a pastor, you have no kind of idea how preparation for preaching, you know, what that's like. Why you know what that's like. So why would you interrupt her space? Why would you do that? That's not okay. She needs to have her time with God so that she can deliver what he wants her to say. But you've interrupted that. So now what do you want to do? Like, now you're upset because you interrupted it. And you know that because you have to preach to these people every Sunday, whenever you have speaking engagements. That is a very sacred time where you know, before you preach. And I'm not even a preacher, and I'm not even a preacher, and I know that. So, like, for example, with this guy that I'm dealing with, he preaches all the time. I know, but when he's saying he's working on his sermon, I don't bother him. When he's saying that he's, you know, if I know he preaches that morning or whatever day he has to preach, I don't bother him, because I know that is a very sacred, precious time with God, to hear from God. Even if you already have what you're going to preach on, that time is very sacred. That space is very sacred. I don't want to be in your space when you're preparing. That's your time with God. I don't want to interrupt that. And I feel like that was completely disregarded for her. But maybe it's just me. We can talk about it in the comments. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we can talk about it. And I thank you guys so much for watching. And I love y'all. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.